If you have not already, please follow the Cowboys Report on Instagram. We will continue to post some more short-form videos on that platform. If you're on Instagram, just give us the follow at Cowboys Report IG. Let's discuss again the latest on Ezekiel Elliott. ESPN reporting there's a mutual interest between Zeke and the Cowboys in a reunion. Here was what Jeremy Fowler wrote on ESPN. The Dallas Cowboys and free agent running back Ezekiel Elliott have mutual interest in a reunion, sources tell ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. While a deal between Elliott and his former club has not been reached, both sides are open to it, sources added. So this is remarkably similar to the Michael Gehlken report, which said the Cowboys wouldn't confirm or deny, but keep an eye on Zeke and also Dalvin Cook, which, by the way, I'll get into my Zeke thoughts. I would much rather have Zeke than Dalvin Cook. So that's two different reporting outlets, two of the major ones, ESPN, Dallas Morning News, who both say there is some interest there. In theory, that would also come with adding a back via the draft. The Cowboys still need running back help. They re-signed Rico Dowdle to a contract that does not guarantee him a contract or a roster spot. Is no guarantee for it. Deuce Vaughn is, along with Malik Davis, kind of fullback, short yardage hybrid back, Hunter Lipke, and Snoop Connor are also under contract on the Dallas Cowboys roster. They need impact help there. Rico Dowdle has been unable to stay healthy. Vaughn, Davis, Lipke, Connor are pretty much wildly unproven and don't inspire confidence. Elliott did play in every game last season, but the things I've said before remain true. We're talking about an aging player with a significant workload whose numbers continue to trend in the wrong direction. Not just the carries, not just the yardage, not just the touchdowns, which are, fluky and inconsistent to a certain extent, although they did kind of plummet this past year for the Patriots. The run blocking or the pass blocking is actually still pretty good, but it's not what it was at its absolute prime. The average continues to go in the wrong direction. This is an older player who's not what he was in his prime. By the way, his yards per game dropped every season of his career, by the way. I've got more thoughts on this, plus some alleged reasoning behind the Dallas Cowboys, or interest there. Do you want to bring back Ezekiel Elliott? Y for yes, N for no. It is today's pinned comment. So as long as you're not too mean to each other, go vote at the pinned comment right now. Y or N, especially if the ad comes on YouTube. Here's what ESPN wrote on the arguments here. Dallas likes the way Elliott finished the 2023 season in New England, where he played in all 17 regular season games, and saw a significant increase in workload in the final 5 weeks of the year after top rusher Rhamondre Stevenson was sidelined with a high ankle sprain. Okay, so the argument is, once he took over as the lead back, he played well, right? No, he didn't. Here are Zeke's numbers in the last 5 games. 72 carries, 213 yards, 2.96 yards per carry. Did do some nice short yardage check down stuff in a terrible offense. Had 3 touchdowns. What are we doing here? On what planet is under 3 yards per carry? I don't care how not good your offensive line was. He didn't do well individually, team-wise. We're really going to sit there and say, you know what, he played well down the stretch. He didn't. He was under 3 yards a carry. That's bottom barrel in the entire NFL. He wasn't good. Look, the Patriots were bad. The quarterback play was bad. The O-line was mediocre. We can try to take out that sample size stuff and adjust it for, relative to normal offensive line play. If we take out the other supporting cast stuff, how was it? Still wasn't very good. He doesn't offer explosiveness. He doesn't offer efficiency anymore. And he doesn't actually offer that great of short yardage stuff and red zone stuff. Here are the numbers. The Cowboys' offense was not good enough in red zone. It was not good enough in short yardage. Elliott was terrible. He had 2.1 yards per carry inside the red zone. He was outplayed by Rico Dowdle, who I think the Cowboys should have given more work to there. Short yardage also wasn't any better. I thought the thing that Zeke had done best in his final year in Dallas, I can argue there was no better back in the NFL about turning those negative 1 yard runs, those 0 yard runs, into 1 or 2 or 3 yards. And even that kind of dried up last season. I really don't see how the Cowboys view this as, you know what, Zeke actually played great down the stretch last year. He just didn't. And he can still do some pass blocking stuff for you, but the complete lack of explosiveness paired with a decline in efficiency, what am I getting out of Zeke? There will still be a couple touches per game. Like, oh, there was a flash of the old Zeke. 2 out of 8 carries a game, this does not move the needle for me. That's being generous, frankly. I don't get it. I don't know why this team would want to bring him back other than Jerry trying to sell jerseys. With that said, I would still rather have Zeke than Dalvin Cook. Now, today's show is made possible by Game Time. Game Time is the place for last-minute tickets to your next big sporting event. You shouldn't have to worry, the way I worry about this entire franchise, when it comes to buying tickets. And that's for baseball, concerts, NBA games. Those Mavs games are going to be getting pretty pricey here, which is a good thing for Dallas, by the way. Go to GameTime.co, create your account, and use promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. That's promo code CHATSPORTS. Promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Terms do apply, but the Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. That's a fantastic deal, folks. So check them out. Links in the comment section and the description of today's show. It's GameTime.co. Use promo code CHATSPORTS. Wrap up today's show. I think that the Cowboys' plan, emphasis on the air quotes there, is they're going to bank on their young guys, we like our guys, take big steps forward. Reminder, this is what Mike McCarthy, who did the good soldier routine in an Adam Schefter ESPN interview. I'm a big believer, Big Mike said, in the second to third year jump. You know, we have some young players. We got some guys coming back of IR that are young players that we're excited about. So we are definitely improving. So I want to run through the second and third year, especially, players. How are these players going to show up? Now, obviously, Tyler Smith, already good to go. You are set. Sam Williams. This is a big one for me. You've let Dorrance Armstrong walk. You've let Dante Fowler walk. I need Sam Williams to take a big step forward. I think you need edge help in general, but you did spend a second-round pick on Williams. Can he have the year 3 breakout? Didn't really happen in 2023. The sack numbers were solid, or went a little bit up, I should say. The pressure rate actually went down the wrong direction. The penalties remain a big issue here. I am anxious about that. I need to see more from Sam Williams, or else things are not going to be good from that perspective. He has to have that year 3 breakout. Mike Zimmer will make or break Sam Williams. I'm convinced of that. Jalen Tolbert, the 3rd-round pick of, by the way, what is a good draft class, as we'll get into here in a little bit. But you need more from your 2nd and 3rd-round picks. Tolbert is primed to be wide receiver 3. I would like, much like edge, I'd like to add another impact piece. I don't have the assets to necessarily afford that luxury. Tolbert played a pretty similar level to Michael Gallup, and even the snap counts were fairly similar in the back 2/3-ish of the regular season. But I need more than that out of my 3rd-round pick. I like him to double those numbers at minimum. So of those 2 guys, who is more likely to break out? JT for Jalen Tolbert, SW for Sam Williams. Get those answers in for me in the comments section. The nice part about this draft class is you already had the breakout from Jake Ferguson. Check off that box pretty significantly. What I like that the Cowboys did in this class in particular, they spent the top 100 pick and the non-top 100 pick on the offensive line. They nailed the first one in Tyler Smith. So far, not very good results out of Matt Waletzko. Injuries have been a significant issue for him. He had shoulder issues coming into the NFL, has had 2 shoulder surgeries already. You question whether he's ever going to be a reliable piece from the Cowboys, but big off-season and season coming up here. They nailed the Deron Bland pick, by the way. Home run selection that has set the Cowboys up for success. You've got 3 Pro Bowls, even fringe all-pro players out of that class. That's a really good draft class. Damone Clark started for Dallas. I need more out of him. I need a step forward and not just, kind of doesn't feel the game that well, instincts, questions. Right now, he's either LB2 or LB3. I need him to step up. And the presence of Eric Kendricks buys me time for one of those DeMarvion Overshones and Damone Clark situations. And then also, you lost 2 players in John Ridgeway and in Devin Harper as well. Ridgeway has been in up and down piece of range. He actually didn't play very well this past season. And Harper's a fringe roster piece for the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll get to this 1-3 draft class, and it's just usually a moment. But do you want daily Cowboys content? If so, you've come to the right spot. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/CowboysTV. Round 1, Mozzie Smith. You need more from him. There's no other nose guards on this roster. So, the honeymoon period is over. It's got to go now. Luke Schoonmaker. I had a nightmare the Cowboys spent a 3rd-round pick on a tight end this year. I woke up in a cold sweat. Schoonmaker is capped out. He can't. He's never going to surpass Jake Ferguson while he's on the team. Can he at least be a good backup for me? Kind of a wasted pick no matter what I feel like because you were limiting your ceiling with the selection and his role. I need a lot more there. I was very excited about DeMarvion Overshown. The reviews were glowing. The preseason play was great. Then he tore his ACL. He'll have a full year to get healthy, full calendar year. But that's still anxiety-inducing. Viliami Fehoko was a redshirt season player. Can he step up at defensive end? It's a 4th-round pick. You need him to do more this year. But you also didn't see him at all last season. Basically, same is true of Austin Richards. Again, they did the day 3 offensive line selection. If one of Richards or Waletzko can step up, great. I feel better about that. They traded up for Eric Scott. Gave away a 5th-round pick this year's class to go get Eric Scott in the 6th round. Did not play. So, is he going to play this year? Did I burn a pick again? As bad as this sounds, you know who was truly one of your more productive first-year players that weren't undrafted free agents? It was Deuce Vaughn. And he kind of didn't play it off to the first month of the season. Because, when you're an RB3 or 4 and hope on special teams, there's not any room for you. Is he even going to make the team? I don't know. It depends on what you do in the draft, right? Jalen Brooks kind of carved out a back end of the wide receiver room role, but that was, again, mainly special team stuff. Can one of those guys step up? Great. But I need my first 4 picks on that list. They have to do more this year, or else it's going to be another disappointing Cowboys campaign.